Okay. Streaming time. Ooh, that was a good crunch. Game today is going to be pretty short. It's just a real quick arcadey loop type of game. But it's one of those things that instead of just playing for a minute or two to check out the controls, I ended up playing for like half an hour. So, I guess I'll play for about half an hour. Extreme mining here. What you see is what you get. There's no options. It's just a little pamphlet of instructions over at the side, and I had to disconnect my PS4 controller because it kept trying to take over and move to the left. I don't know what's wrong with that thing. But you can see we got move and attack with a pickaxe. And the axes need to be retrieved, and green circles double your damage, and you really want them. And you destroy rocks. Those are the enemies. Go to the shop to buy time. Timeout is really not an issue from what I've seen. The bar at the top shows when a boss is going to spawn. Bosses give you the good moolah. And the creator asked to be notified if you're making a video, so I tweeted at him. First tweet on my Twitter since like a whole year ago. So I don't know, maybe he'll show up, maybe he'll watch the VOD, I don't know. We'll see. So let's get started. Yeah, the most important thing really is to hit the green circles as much as you can, because they don't just increase your damage, they double it. Like right now, instead of 1 damage, I'm doing 2. Oh, I didn't get it in time. And 2 instead of 1 is like, yeah, that's pretty nice, but when it's like 10 instead of 5, you start to really see the benefit. And this first upgrade I like to do 3 less spread, 3 more damage, 2 gun. Oh, I didn't have enough for 2 gun. And by a few seconds. Also, the shooty rocks go back. I like them. One important thing is to really try to kill all enemies as they spawn, because the next wave will spawn whether you've done that or not, and that can easily lead to you getting overwhelmed. Okay, more damage, faster gun, a little bit more time, a little bit more fast. Each heart represents 2 health, so you have essentially 4 health at the beginning of the game. And you can heal a bit, you can gain more health, and you can also heal at the shop, but like, ooh, it gets really expensive really fast. You can see with the really fast gun and the good damage and having the green buff, that you can kill bosses really quickly. Bosses are honestly not the main threat. It's enemies that... Well, enemies that shoot in lots of directions and just fill the screen. And I died. Try again. The spread at the beginning is pretty abysmal and really necessitates, like, going up near enemies to be able to hit them consistently. The pickaxe is nice at first, but I just don't think it upgrades enough to be worth... I don't think its upgrades are high enough impact to be worth chasing. The easiest way to kill bosses at first is to walk right up to them and sure. And hit them with the axe, and then immediately pick it up and do it again. Bap. With multiple axes, you can get some really nice burst damage in, so that's probably worth considering. One upgrade that you want to get kind of as early as possible is multi-shot. It just makes you do double hits, and there's no downside to it. It's just really expensive. Like, I'm getting close to it now. Oh, but I need health. Add heart, give me health. I'll save the rest. Okay, now that I have multi-shot, things are gonna go a bit better. So I really need the green circle buff, gimme. And now I can really start clearing enemies. Since your ability to shoot is really not impacted by your positioning, all your positioning really matters for is to get out of the way of attacks. Let's try adding axe damage. Yeah, 50% more. I mean, it's noticeable, but like, it's not worth $10, I don't think. Oof. Head hurt. Let's get that. As you can see now, I'm at risk very much of getting just overwhelmed. Staying on one edge means you're less likely to get blindsided by something, but it also means you're not picking up money. Curious to see how much the developer thinks you can get into this game, like how far you can get. And if I've seen all the enemies, like are the bomb, just walked right into that guy. If the bomb enemies are the last ones or not. What the best upgrades and all are. Feels like the best one has to be just damage and like speed. Because they stack on themselves so well. Yeah. More damage, more fast. And I'll get multi-shot next. Gotta get those big geodes from the block rocks. They're worth quite a bit of money. Almost at multi-shot. There we go. Okay, just barely survived. Okay, focus on the boss. Heal up. I'm going for the treasure. The most important thing really about treasure is not letting the boss treasure despawn. It's just so important. That was a lot of money. More health. Faster gun. Yeah. Around $100 seems to be about the limit of what it's reasonable to get outside of just a really good run. But then at some point, it does seem like the best thing to do is just to stay at one side, and Except the fact that you're gonna miss a lot of dollars. And then do one quick run through to try to collect everything. Just walk right into them. Cleared that out nicely. Add a heart. One thing is, when the green circle appears, touching it starts the next phase. So if you avoid touching, that means the phase starts a little later. You just start it weaker. So maybe there's something there. Getting close to... multi-shot, got enough for it now. And start focusing more on dodging. Do a run through. Yeah, I think this does work better. Boss spawned just as I was going for the shop. Let it through. Give me health. Lots more speed. Some more time too. I mean, it kind of works. I'm also getting kind of shredded. More damage. Spread at this point doesn't really matter. Pickup radius is nice. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Spawns. More pickup radius. More faster gun. More pickup radius. Stay at the side. And just play the best bullet hell game you can, and then go for the collect zone. The full power zone, whatever the term is called in Touhou games, where if you're full power and you go above a certain point in the screen, you get all the collectibles. Give me health. Give me faster. I'm the master of faster. Going fast makes me feel alive. And back off. Clear out the side. Oh, boss spawned just as I was going for the shop. How inconsiderate. Give me health. expensive. Have the shop help me out. Faster gun. The boss is spawning, I didn't even notice. Get through. Yeah. Hey, 253, that's far and away my best run. Alright, let's continue using that strategy. Once you hit a critical match, just sort of stay at one edge and pickup range becomes king as you sort of just run through occasionally. Oh, gotta pick up my axe. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. At this point, getting the green circles isn't that important because it's mostly enemies that die in like one hit anyway. Waltz right into that enemy. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, I'm gonna die early. Oh jeez. Oh beans. So, one thing to note about this game is it's in a weird place of indie games where it doesn't make any mistakes. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing that I go, oh, I wish I didn't do that. And that happens a lot with like one-person games. You know, you have all of these ideas, and in a group setting, someone's going to tell you that idea is wrong. That doesn't happen here. None of the ideas are wrong. It just doesn't have enough ideas. I like to joke about Tri-Ace, that they sit all the big members of their company around when they're making a new game, and they brainstorm ideas, and then every one of them goes into the game. And that's not what you want to do, because a lot of those ideas are bad. But it does mean that there's a lot of ideas in the game. And that's what this lacks, a lot of ideas. It has basically one idea that it does quite well. And for that, you really are not going to find any faults in it. Except that it's, you know, it's small. It's a very small and unambitious game. It could be part of a great game as being part of something bigger, but by itself, there's not really much more you could do with it without changing it significantly to expand it into, like, a truly great game. This is not going to be anyone's least favorite game, but it's also not going to be anyone's favorite game, really. It just doesn't have enough meat for that, but it also doesn't have any problems that you would expect out of a game that people hate. So, it ends up being this game that is perfectly fine, but is not terribly memorable. I did not do well that time. When people talk about bad games and in a way that's like positive, like not, oh, that game's so bad it should have never existed, why don't the developers die? You see that frustratingly often with things like Superman 64. Ruined my childhood! But when you see people talking about bad games in a way that they appreciate them, usually it's a case of was really ambitious and couldn't handle all of what that entailed. This isn't that. People will talk about good ideas executed poorly. You see that all the time in video game discussion, to the point where it's kind of become meaningless. And this is an adequate idea executed adequately, or even well. So what it could really use is those bad ideas, or those good ideas not executed well, to give it some flavor, to give it something to remember and sink your teeth into. It could be like the main gameplay loop of a bigger game that does something else. Tells a story, has exploration, has things you find. Or it could be like a mini game in some totally unrelated game. Like you could make an RPG and have this as some sort of mini game that gets you extra materials or something, and people would really love it. Oh man, that would be incredible. Could you imagine? It's those sorts of things that you could do with this game if you were willing to have it be part of something bigger, as opposed to just standing on its own and being a lovely little time waster. Which is what it is currently. It's a lovely little time waster. Almost ran out of time there. Okay, we on edge strats now. And getting hit like crazy anyway. No! Come back! Well, I had my high score of $250. I don't know if I'll be exceeding it. Okay. Alright. Enemies spawning nice and fast while picking up the green circles. Oh, let him shoot, and I got hurt for it. Hey! That's supposed to pause the game. Hey, I feel cheated. An enemy, like, spawned on top of me while I was in the shop, and so it hurt me. The next upgrade to get is multi-shot. Okay, use that multi-shot to clear through things. Now start getting some larger pickup range. So I can start doing the safety maneuver. Ooh, that was real rough. Heal up a bunch. Get back to the edge. You paid for the whole cave, but you're only gonna need the edge. I just walked right into it. Give me those. Okay. Give me health. More damage. Well, I got lots of money from that anyway. Faster gun. I sort of got myself trapped there by going for the boss too early. I don't know. How about shotgun? Oh, just walked into a regular little rock at the end there. Okay, gonna be just about done. I think I've said my piece about this game and shown it off well enough. But, you know, it's been a fun one. Hey, let's do a primary axes build after my first initial upgrades, which are really cheap and useful. I'll upgrade axes. How about that? Oh, hopefully I'll get better at throwing them. Okay, so get the usual very cheap upgrades, and from here on I'll get axe upgrades. In fact, I can get one right now. Killed that boss nice and quick. Add a third axe. It's like if you miss, it's terrible because you gotta go all the way across the stage. And the green circles don't increase your axe damage. Speaking of which, axe damage and more axes. Just throw lots of axes into the pile, you know? And go across, try not to die. I somehow managed to really thread the needle there and miss everything. And he closed right as I was trying to use the shop. Alright. Yeah, the axes are good. It's been a fun one. I don't think I need to play anything more than that. Hey, use credits. Hey, you got Patreon. Good on you. All the rad people who hung out on Twitch, not me. Good job, Ben Burns. You made a good little game. Not ambitious, but plenty good.